Hello everybody and welcome back to Chellington Farm. So as you can see, we have a pretty big setup here. We have the lorry with the John Deere and the baler on the back. Probably highly unsafe. It looks to be overhanging quite a bit. And also possibly too much weight for the lorry itself. But anyway, let's just head over to the field. What we're going to do is we're going to bale the clover. And then we're going to use the new bales mod. It's called New Bales. And we're going to wrap the clover bales so we can make fermented clover. I thought that'd be better than having a pit, because we're actually going to sell these bales anyway, so they'll just be sold straight off the field. But as we're running seasons, we are going to have to allow them to ferment. Yes, as you'll probably know already, in seasons they're not just automatically converted to fermented bales. You have to leave them for the fermentation process to actually occur. So anyway, which way should we go? It's probably not the best way to go over the bridge, but it's probably the most exciting way. It's also the fastest way. So let's see how this performs going over the bridge and then under the bridge. Well, actually no, I'm not going to say that. It probably is too tall for going under the bridge. Well, if it doesn't work out, I can back up and go all the way around. Oh, we might scrape it. Oh, it's fine. No issues at all. It's actually a surprisingly tall bridge. It looks really low. But that's quite impressive to fit this underneath, with about a foot or two of clearance. Okay, so now we just need to get to the field without tipping it off. Should be okay. Where's the train? This would be the perfect opportunity for a train to turn up. Oh well, we're going to be working next to the train line for most of this episode. Of course, we have the alfalfa. I still don't know if we should cut that field. I always say it would be good to do some of these things as a live stream, but then I always never have the time to do the live stream. One day I'll just surprise everybody. I'll just start up the game and start streaming. But yeah, obviously personal life and also my other channel, which takes up a scary amount of time, the restoration channel. I rarely put videos out, but I'm working on it continuously. Hours and hours of time go onto each project. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, so in the previous episode we did actually come here with the JCB and a trailer, and we scooped up some of the clover on the headland to give to the cows, which they were very happy about. But yeah, we don't need to have too much clover windrow. In fact, we don't need any more, I don't think. We just need to ferment it and get it sold, because that is where the money is. So first things first, unfolding. I have never baled clover before. I'm guessing it is all compatible. Yeah, it must be all compatible. It does say grass, but that's because of the bale which was already in the baler. So that should soon change to clover. Here we go. Fantastic. Clover windrow. So the first bale out is obviously going to look different. Unless it is the same texture, but I'd expect it to be a lighter sort of lime green colour. You can see how lime green the windrows are. Oh, it's smaller as well. Look at that, it's lower. And it looks completely different. In fact, it looks like a quadrant bale. Maybe, yeah, I guess it's not, it's not Heston bale compatible. Well, in that case, maybe we can just use a standard wrapper. We'll have to see, because I do need to buy or rent the Heston wrapper. It might work. It might still be classed as a Heston bale, even though it looks like a quadrant. We'll just have to try a few things out here. But it is working, and that's all that really matters. It's a bit messy up the top here. Let's get this headland finished off. Right. Yeah, I always think it looks weird having the PTO guard turning. The PTO guard should stay in place. That's why it's there. To guard the shaft. Okay, everybody, let's get this done. I really don't think it's going to take too long. And then we can move on. We can do a bit of trial and error with the wrappers, and we can see which one is going to work. I'm going to go for the Heston one to begin with, because we are, after all, using a Heston baler, but it will probably turn out that we have to use the standard wrapper. But yeah, let's just see. So yeah, we've got, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 windrows to do. Let's see how it goes. Well, we're just getting to the end of the baling, and you can see how many bales we've got. An immense amount. It's such a high yielding crop. It's amazing. It's actually now looking like a bad idea doing bales, because we have to wrap every single one. Maybe putting it in a pit would have been a better idea. I thought this would have been easier because they would have to put it in the pit to then pick it up again, put it back into a trailer. But yeah, this is quite a big job. Anyway, let's just finish off. We'll then take the John Deere and the baler back to the farm, and then we'll probably head back out with the Deutz farm so that we can start doing the wrapping. The reason why I brought this on a lorry, if it wasn't obvious already, was just so we had the trailer. We are going to auto load them because it is just going to be slow picking them all up with the JCB. It would be more realistic, but it's just, look how many there are. We want to be doing other stuff as well. Okay, so let's just head back up to the top. There is a very small section left to do. The grass bale sticks out like a sore thumb. Wow, I can't believe how many we've got. Clover is clearly a good crop to do, because I think it's actually worth the same amount as grass when it's fermented, and it seems to have yielded much higher. Probably the same as alfalfa. And we're done. Let's just take the final bale out of there, the final two, fold the baler up, and we can head back. Well, since we didn't produce any other bales today, we'll be able to see exactly how many bales there are in the field. What are we going to go for? I'm going to guess at 45. Wow. 56. Well, if you guessed 56, well done. We've got to wrap 56. There's the intercity. Try and race it back. We're never going to win. There he goes, off into the distance. That crop looks good. But as I mentioned in the previous episode, because it is still late spring, despite it looking ready, it won't be. But it looks like it is going to be an early harvest. Probably the earliest harvest I've ever had. Right, I think because we might be doing a bit more baling very soon, we'll keep the baler attached. Try not to drive into the house, and we'll put this over here. We'll keep the entire setup parked just there. Very good. Okay. So the Deutz TFR is almost ready. It just needs to have the weight taken off. And I suppose, yeah, we'll take the front loader off as well. Put that there. We'll back up. We'll put the weight against the wall. I do seem to be having a bit of a frame rate issue just here. I don't know why. Maybe because I have so many bales. We have, just around the corner, bales in the shed and bales on a trailer. Right, I will see you over at the store, where we can browse the different bale wrappers. Right, so here we are. Let's get into the baling technology section. We should be able to see all of the different baling things at the end here for big bales. You can see here it says Heston Big Bale Wrapper. So we'll try it. I hope it works, but what we'll do, if it doesn't work, we'll just remove the money, and then we'll just, which the new one costs us, and then we'll just continue as if we've always had only one. As for the foil colour, we can choose pretty much anything. Shall we stick with the Deutz TFR? Interesting. Yeah, so £2,856. Get that attached, and if there are issues, I'll just jump cut, and it won't cost us a penny more to change to the other one. I'm not sure if I've used Deutz TFR wrap before, but it should look good. Maybe green isn't a wise choice, using green wrap in a green field. It's one way of disguising the bales. You could say they're going undercover. It's a virtual Daggerwin joke from Survival Challenge. Right, so obviously I'm going to time lapse some of this, but the plan is, well, it depends how long it's going to take, but the plan is probably to do this field in two halves. So we'll take a break, we'll do something else in between, so just split it straight down the middle, because yeah, we have to sit here, wait for it to wrap, obviously, and yeah, it's not just like it comes flying out the back. It's probably going to take about 3 times the amount of time it took to bale the field in the first place. It took 12 minutes to bale it, so we're looking at over half an hour. We have to wait for it to do its thing. But, yep, almost completely ignored that. It is working perfectly fine. So they are still classed as Heston bales despite what they physically look like. I'm pleased I went for this one. Maybe the original one would have worked as well. I really don't know. Because it's not like they're levitating. It's not like there's an air gap underneath. So, as if it was a Heston bale but it didn't know it was. Anyway, the point is it works. So I think, yeah, if we just say 25 to begin with, we need to clear them as well. Or maybe we'll do it that way. We do half the field, then we clear half the field, and then we come back to wrap the rest of them. That's already 3 completed. So my time lapses do tend to be 10 minutes, the actual raw recording, 10 to 15 minutes, usually between 800 times and 1,000 times. That's the speed I do. I do get questions all the time about my time lapses and what software I use. In fact, I will just say this now because it would probably help a few people, and it will save my email inbox being filled up with the same question, which I get quite a bit. Basically, I get asked all the time, what recording software do I use? And I use OBS. It is free, it's very good. I have 2 monitors though. I have to have this monitor, which I'm currently playing on, and then I have another monitor mounted above my primary monitor, which basically allows me to see what I'm recording and to control the recording. The same with when I'm live streaming. I need to be able to see the controls and see the output. But yeah, OBS, check it out. And to edit, this is not free by any means. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. It costs me £20 a month on subscription. But there are other pieces of software which are much cheaper, which will do the job probably just as well. One piece of software I can recommend is Corel Video Studio. If you type in Video Studio 2021, I think it's called, you'll be able to find a pretty decent piece of software. And no, this video is not sponsored. I'm just honestly telling you what I have found to be the best. I used to use Fraps as recording software, but I don't think it's made anymore. It's definitely not supported. It was good. Fraps was good. Although the file sizes were pretty big. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Let's crack on. We've already done quite a few. I will see you in approximately 1 minute's time. Let's see how much we can do. Well, we're actually 17 minutes into the time-lapse, so I'm just going to stop it there. I have done more than I thought I would have done by now. It's pretty good. And I was just thinking, I'm pretty sure when I was explaining my time-lapses before, I said 800 times or 1,000 times. That would be pretty fast. What I meant was 800% or 1,000%. Yes, 100% being real time. So, no, not 1,000 times. I don't know how many I've actually done. Probably, I don't know, 35? Hard to say. 40? Anyway, I'm just going to finish off, except for the last few, off screen, and then we will just pick them all up, and we're going to stack them in the top corner of the field. Nice and neatly, so they can ferment. I think in seasons it's probably a few days to ferment a bale. Although, that might be dependent on the season length. Since I'm currently set to 3 days, it might only be 12 to 24 hours. We'll just have to find out. I've been seeing the trains. Many trains. Well, this is it. We have our final bale here. Just need to drop the previous one. And yeah, my grass bale. I tried to do the grass bale. It didn't seem to work. And then it sort of half fell on top of a clover bale, which looks suspicious. But anyway, let's just drop this one over here. And then we can start picking them up and putting them in a very nice pile. Try and make them as neat as possible. But yeah, that's only taken about, I don't know, half an hour in total. Not been too bad. This is actually going to be one of the first times I've made a really nice big stack. Because I've never really needed to. Okay. Oh no! Wait. Not supported? Is this not the big bale trailer? It is. I guess it's the clover then. Or maybe the trailer thinks they're quadrant bales, which they are. Kind of. They're a bit of both. I will try and use the quadrant bale trailer then. Let's find out. That really is a sea of green. It looks nice. Right, I've just rented the standard bale trailer. Let's see if it works. If it does work, then the wrapper seems to have converted Heston into quadrant. Because as we know, the wrapper is designed for Hestons. I really do hope it does work. Ah, nice. Fantastic. So yeah, it can begin the great stack, although when they're actually all put together, it probably won't look very big. How many can we fit on a trailer? It would have told us, but I ignored it. It looks like... Ooh, steady. 30 by the look of it. We need to get the grass bale off the clover bale. There we go. So yeah, it's actually only going to be 2 trailer loads. So the stack is going to look pretty small. But if we just jump out very quickly and analyse one, we should see that it's not silage. Yep, 4.17%, 23 hours to go. So, okay, we have established that if you're playing with 3 days per season, it takes 24 hours to create a silage bale. Pretty good. Which means maybe at the end of the next episode, we'll be selling them. Right, just very quickly finish off this first trailer load, and then we can drop it down. It's an interesting colour. I love that you can choose any colour. That's a mod, by the way. It's not standard. Okay, so if we put it into unload bale mode, we can slide it across. We need to go to the very flat piece of ground just here. I think this crop is probably going to regrow. Ooh, not perfectly flat, but it's good enough. And now I just need to make sure I don't go near it whilst in the auto stack mode, because we're just going to take it up again. Okay, let's just see here. There we go. Let's clear the rest of the field. So now I can switch off the loading position and I can unload them. And this really comes down to how straight we are with the lorry. We can sort of see, it doesn't need to be perfect, it's only here to ferment, but it just looks a bit better. Is that good? That looks to be aligned. Fantastic. So there it is. Despite it being a really high yielding crop, that is what we got off the field. It's not too bad. So we just leave them to it. How many was it? 59? 56. Okay. Right, well, hopefully you like that. What we'll do is we'll leave the lorry here, just park it up over here, and then we'll take the Deutz far back. We do need to return the wrapper, but that is going to pay off. I think it's something like £400 for 1,000 litres of fermented clover. Let's just find out. There it is, 420. Wow, really good. So yeah, 6,000 litres per bale as well. Amazing. And the grass bale down there will probably just pick up at some point In fact, we can pick it up with the other trailer when we take it back to the farm, and we can feed it straight to the cows. So we'll go back via the store. I know I can't return this from the garage page. Just adds a little bit of realism after my teleporting bales. I think the trigger is here. I usually don't get the machine actually in the trigger, so that should do it, hopefully. Yep, there we go, return, and we're good. Right, well, I think we're going to call it a day. We'll just put this back in the shed. It's all looking so lush now as well, looks great. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again, hopefully, very soon. Bye for now.